So we're looking at functions. Yeah, functions. And question 1. Maybe I'll just get back that question later. Maybe it's one which causes problem. Okay. Okay. Anyway, you already got the question. So the function was f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c.
What question?
We had started. And then we wrote a question. Okay.
Some of us didn't see it.
It's here on the board. Let me write. So I'm writing. The function this is symmetric about the line x is equal to half and as a minimum value -4. If its graph passes through the point -1/2, 1. Find the values of A, B, C. And then 2, sketch f of x. And 3, solve f of x is less than -3. Solution. So we're saying that this function here is symmetric about the line x is equal to half. Now what that means is that x is equal to half is the x coordinate of the turning point. And they're given that the minimum value is -4. So now we have a complete point. We're also told that this function passes through the point -1/2, 0. Yeah. So the function passes through these 2 points. So now this means that we can get 2 equations from these points. In the function, when you take where there is x, you take
Sir, is it fine if you can start over? My network got cut. Next question.
That's when we are starting again. So if in f we take half, we should be able to get -4. That's the meaning of this. Again, if in f we can take -half, we should be able to get 0. That's the meaning of the point. So this point is given here. This point, x is symmetric about that. The minimum value is this one, meaning that these are giving us a full point again. We also know that in the function f of x, if you take 0, we should get the constant c. That's the y-axis. So now we'll start with the last one, telling us that c is equal to that this one cannot come out. Let's start with the middle one. Let's start with this one here. So that is x, we take half. So we have half squared plus half b plus c is equal to -4. So we have 1/4 a plus 1/2b plus c is -4. If we multiply throughout by 4 to get rid of the denominator thing, we'll have a plus 2b plus 4c is -16. Then we go again, we take -half, a -half squared minus half b plus c is equal to 0. So this is telling us that 1/4a minus 1/2b plus c is equal to 0. We multiply it throughout by 4 again. We have a minus 2b plus 4c is equal to 0.
From 12 to 15, I've got classes.
And we should get the value of a, b, and c.
Where is the 0 coming from, sir?
From the point, this point here. This is x comma y.
Okay.
So it's like x comma fx.
Sir, how do you get that -16?
We multiplied this equation here
Okay,
by 4 throughout so that we get rid of the denominator numbers.
All right.
Okay.
9, yeah, 9 of the change. Yeah. Okay, you can look into
Okay.
your program. You let me know if you manage.
What else do we know? We know that the -b
Okay.
over 2a is actually equal to,
So what was your explanation why the second equation is 0? It's equal to 0.
we are given a point -half comma 0. I'm saying this is x, this is f of x. In every point. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we also have this small equation here, which is 2b negative is equal to 2a. So we get that a is equal to -b. I'm sure you understand that there's this formula -b over 2a or the line of symmetry.
Sorry, sir. Sir,
Hello.
this question is for 10, or 10, 11. Is it?
The quadratic functions. Therefore, 1110, 1120, 1100, any mathematics course, you find quadratic function. This is a quadratic. Line of symmetry minimum quadratic. Then remember that we also have this point here. That 0, C. I don't forget there. Now, if you rely much on this, or again, so I'll make 4 equations here. The other one is the one for the for this value, for the minimum value. What equation is there? I forget it sometimes. B squared. Who remembers the formula? Remind me. No one.
So you want a formula?
Yes, for the minimum or maximum value from computing the square.
B squared minus 4AC over 2. Is it 4A or 2A?
2A.
2A.
No, it's 4A.
No, it's 4A.
A is not squared.
Also, just the way she said it.
4A.
For the turning
sir.
point, it's 4A.
Okay. So this also has been given, is it? We also have that this guy is -4. So we have another equation that you can force here. So this will, though this one will be very much complicated, you can't use it. Plus -16A because of the square there. Okay, so let's use our equations that we have. We use A plus 2B plus 4C is -16. We also use A minus 2B plus 4C is 0. We also use A is equal to -B. So where there is A, we'll take -B so that we have -B plus 2B plus 4C is -16. Where there's A, we take -B minus 2B plus 4C is equal to 0. This means that we have B plus 4C is -16. And this one is -3B plus 4C is equal to 0. So these are simultaneous equations. So if we subtract, the 4C will go. And then we're going to have B minus 3B, which is 4B, is equal to -16. So B is -4. So if B is -4, we'll come here and say A is equal to -4, which is equal to 4. So we have the value of A and the value of B. So if we can get one equation, we'll substitute in any equation here. I don't want you to be lost.
So you're too fast.
I'm also lost.
We are all lost.
That's too general.
Okay.
You can't
Yeah,
all
what I gave you.
be lost.
Sir.
Yeah, well,
Eh?
Sir,
Hello.
you still have the- there's one
It's-
that connected that one.
it's making me more grown.
Exactly.
Especially there.
In short, we are all lost.
Listen, what don't you know? We said A is equal to negative B. There was no problem when that thing was said from here.
Sir,
Hello?
me, I think just when you are deriving the equations, that's why I got lost. How you got all those equations, how they ended up to being A is equal to negative B. I don't know, sir.
Oh, you didn't finish it? No? You didn't finish it?
That one.
When I select some for you.
That one is that, eh? Look at the the line of symmetry is given by this formula here.
I didn't know that you left some.
This formula is the line of symmetry. Now, if this is the formula and you have the line of symmetry given here, then it must satisfy the formula. So because you are given that x is equal to half, and also x is negative b over 2a. If you cross multiply, you have negative 2b is equal to a. Divide by 2, you get a is equal to negative b.
Sir, the line of symmetry formula, it's got from the one that you use on completing a square, right?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Lord.
But sir, why did we use the same equation for the second equation?
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, we got
What do you see for the second?
somebody would have printed it there.
Since we used x squared plus bx plus c, then we replace negative 1 over 2 and also 0 there,
That's good.
right?
Okay.
So why did we use that equation?
This is a function. This is the function that we are studying. And we are told that this function passes through this point. So we have this. We are also told that this is the line of symmetry for the same function. And this is the minimum value. And we know that on the turning point, it is line of symmetry, comma minimum or maximum value. So we substitute again in the same function. So that's where we do that substitution there.
Sir,
Yeah.
maybe if there was an introduction.
I don't know what you mean by introduction.
So, like all those equations, like there's 1 over 4a giving you negative 4, negative 16. All those.
The challenge I'm having is that you guys don't understand that a point x comma y means that if you have y this side, then you have f of x the other side. If I give you a function f of x is equal to 3x plus 2, and I tell you that, let's say you take 1, I give you that this point satisfies the equation. If I tell that this point satisfies the equation, you won't understand what it means from what I'm getting. When you have a point 1, 5, it means that in the function f, when you take 1, you must get 5. That's the meaning. So if I take 1 in this function, I'll have 3, 1 plus 2, which is equal to 5. So I have a point 1, 5. That's what a point means. Now there we have a point negative half, comma 0. We also have a point half, comma negative 4.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes.
Pardon me, sir. Could you go on the previous page?
Yeah, we are going there.
Shouldn't
Just
it be 4? Four AC minus B squared over 4A.
this one. And we haven't even used this equation. I can remove it here.
Okay, sir.
So now, if you understand what a point means, then we must have that. If you take in the function f, you take negative half, so you must get 0. If in f, you take half, so you must get negative 4. And if f is given as ax squared plus bx plus c, then where there is x, when you take negative half, you should get 0. Where there is f of x. That's how these equations came about. That's how I got this equation. And that's how I got this equation. From there, we have the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry is an equation that is given. X is negative b over 2a. This equation, you must know it. It's no longer an option now. This is the line of symmetry equation. So the question mentioning that there's a symmetry about the line x is equal to half is so that you can use this formula. And since you are told that that symmetry is half, then we have negative b over 2a is equal to half. You can do anything to this. You can do anything to this. You cross multiply, you get negative 2b is equal to a. Divide by 2, divide by 2, you get that a is equal to negative b. Because you have a is equal to negative b, which is this equation now. So in your equation 1, where there is a, you take negative b. In your equation 2, where there is a, you take negative b. You're going to get these equations. Then you have two variables now, b and c. So you can solve simultaneously and get the values of a and b. Now, because you have the values of a and b, you can pick any equation there. You can pick equation 2. A minus 2b plus 4c is equal to 0. Where there is a, we have 4. Minus 2, where there is b, we have negative 4. Plus 4c is equal to 0. So negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. So we have 4c is equal to negative 12. You divide by 4, divide by 4. C is equal to negative 3. So what we have now is A 4, B negative 4, C negative 3. So our function then can be written as f of x is equal to A is 4, B negative 4. So we have 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. So this is 4x minus 3. So I've answered the part which says find the values of A, B, C. Then you sketch the function f of x. This function is not difficult to sketch. Because
I'm
so-
kind of asking if you can take a screenshot.
Sorry, but I don't understand. Where has the line about a line of symmetry about the function of x is equal to 1/3? Where have you used it?
we have used it here. We have also used it here. We used it twice actually.
Sir,
Hello?
when the recording after the meeting, the network is
Okay. Then it
Howie.
says sketch the function. Kindly mute
No.
for the sake of the recording. Then sketch the function f of x. Now we already know the turning point. The turning point is half comma negative 4. We already have negative half comma 0. This negative half comma 0 is an x-intercept. An x-intercept is a point where y is 0. So once you have 0 on the y-coordinate, that's an x-intercept. We also have f of 0 is c, which is negative 3, which is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 0 comma negative 3. So what is remaining here is just one intercept for x. So because we did synthetic division, so you can use synthetic division here to avoid the issue of factors. So we get negative half and get the coefficients for negative 4,
So,
negative 3. You know?
synthetic division on a quadratic is okay.
Synthetic works anywhere. Quadratic is a polynomial. So you multiply negative half times 4, negative half times 4 over 1, you get negative 2. So you put negative 2 here and you have negative 6.
Why are we doing synthetic division, sir?
We want to get the other x-intercept. We are factorizing this one, but we only have one factor, so.
So
Very
we
mu-
don't use synthetic division when we have cubed.
We use, even any of a square you can use. Yeah. See guys how it works. So that you can know if it's nice or bad.
sir. How about just using factorization method?
Yeah, factorization method side can work.
It can work, yeah, also. But what's wrong with synthetic? Isn't this what you get when you factorize? So x is negative half. Also x is 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. So those who use the factorization, what do you think what are the solutions?
Because we've got the factors 2, positive 2, comma, negative 6. And then to factorize that, I think
Look, 4x squared minus 4x minus 3 is f of x. The product, negative 2. The sum, negative 4. Factors, negative 6 and 2. So you have 4x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 3. Then you say 2x, then you have 2x plus 1. Then negative 3, then you have 2x plus 1. So you get 2x plus 1. You also get 2x minus 3. So 2x plus 1 is 0. 2x minus 3 is 0. So x is negative half and x is 3 over 2. Which is what we have here. This were given. So you can sketch now. So we have negative half here. We also have half here. We also have 3 over 2 here. Then this is against negative 4. And then negative 3. So this is negative 3. This is the quadratic. Then the last part says solve f of x is equal to negative. Solve f of x
Sir, can I see your progress board?
is less than negative 3.
Thank you.
So the function we have is 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. Now I told it must be less than negative 3. If we take this to the other side, you have 4x squared minus 4x minus 3 plus 3 less than 0. So 4x squared minus 4x is less than 0. If you factor out 4x, you have x minus 1 less than 0. It's an inequality, so critical values of x 0, x minus 1 is 0, so that x is equal to 1. Then form a table. 0, 1, can use half, you can use 2, you can use negative 1. And then we have 4x, we also have x minus 1, then we have f of x. This is negative, this is negative 2, this is positive. So we know there must be a negative here and a positive this side. So you can try the other side. This is positive, so you get a positive. This is positive, this is negative, so you get a negative. Less than means negative. So the solution set is equal to negative, is equal to 0 all the way up to 1. So the solution set where the function becomes negative. Questions?
Kindly repeat on what you've done there.
So you take -3 on the other side, it will become positive. So -3 plus 3 is 0. Then you have 4x squared minus 4x is less than 0. You factor out what is common, which is 4x. You remain x minus 1 less than 0. Now that's a product and an inequality.
So when they ask for, they ask you to solve this, the equation for like that, is to find the solution set.
Always for any inequality. For every inequality, you find the solution set. Then you get the critical values there. From critical values to the table. Then less than 0 means negative. So when it cuts, you quickly look back.
So going back to the previous question, there where you are saying using the synthetic division one, what did you say you should pick on the x?